Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to attempt another very Christmassy set. We're going to use the most classic colours you will ever use for your Christmas set, which is obviously red and white, and lots of glitter. We have two shades today, well our main shades anyway, so you want to get yourself a nude. I've gone in with Semilac shade number 369 and it's called Sunkissed Tan. So that's going to be our nude. And then for the red today, I've gone for a Madam Glam in the shade Grand Canyon. So we're going to use that. And then later on for the white detail, we're going to use Bold White from Madam Glam. Please excuse the super dirty bottle. It's a very loved gel polish, I have to admit. It's the best white I've ever used. So it's a little bit dirty, to say the least. So you've got one nail that's fully red, all the rest are going to be that tan shade, and then they're all going to go into lamp for a cure. After they all come out, I will do another coat and then pop that into the lamp again for another cure. So I'll do that off camera, so I'll do the second one off camera, and then we can crack on with our nail art design. As you saw, we have quite a lot going on today, but I think it's a fairly beginner friendly kind of set. It looks a lot, but it really isn't if you really like kind of break it down. So we've got two nails that are going to be basically identical, which is this one here. So you want to do yourself a bit of like a squiggly line. You kind of want to half your nail and start at the bottom, drag your brush up to the top on the other side, and then colour in the bottom part of your nail. You want to do that on both nails. I think I show you me doing it on both. If you need it, you can obviously go in with another coat of the red. I think for today's video, I've just gone in with the one coat. I was quite happy with the coverage. If you wanted like a super full coverage red, then I really recommend, what is it called? Oh my god, I just had it and I forgot. Oh no. But if you scroll back on my channel a couple videos back, any red that you see on the thumbnail likely is that red. Like, it's the best, most pigmented, it's like the best red ever. And this one is a very close one to it. So I did the other nail as you saw. Now onto the third, which is going to be a French tip. So just outline your smile line, colour in the tip, and get yourself a French tip look. And then lastly, we are going to do a heart. Now, I am the worst with shapes. Hearts are my favourite shapes, funny enough, but when it comes to actually painting them on a nail with a brush, with a long brush, I cannot do it for the life of me. And I think the way it came out today is probably the best it's ever come out for me. So I got quite lucky that I managed to catch it on camera, because usually it takes me about 7 attempts. I'm constantly wiping and doing all sorts. So the technique that I've kind of trying to follow is a dotted method, where I'm kind of just trying to outline in my head where I want the heart to be. And you'll notice that as I'm doing it, I'm still kind of not following it as much, but kind of. It's just supposed to be a bit of a stencil to just kind of know where like, you know, the curves are supposed to be on the heart and that kind of stuff. I was gonna stop it there, but I was not happy. It's not symmetrical, and that's another issue for me. I just can't get it symmetrical. It takes a couple of attempts, but I wiped off that one side, reattempted. I actually then managed to get it enough to where I was happy, so that's a really good sign. I was very impressed, honestly. Like, usually it's about 3 or 4 attempts, so for it to be done in 2, pretty good. So once you're happy, then get yourself the red again, and you want to just colour in all around it. So not the inside, just the outside. Keep the inside the tan colour, and then pop all of that in lamp for a cure. Once that's done, we then are going to actually matte top coat, and everything else, all the extra actual bling and detail that we're going to do is going to happen after the nails are matte. So there's me quickly here, just going to colour it in with the red, and you can see how pigmented the red is here. Like, there's almost no areas where it's sheer. Like, it really just doesn't need that extra coat, especially on designs where you know you're going to do so much over it, where sometimes it's just a bit of a waste of time to do a second coat when you kind of know, like, it's not really going to be able, you won't be able to see it anyways, kind of thing. But yeah, this red is gorgeous, very nice. So this day we are doing a matte top coat. I actually opted today for the Vanillisa matte top coat. Now, they do 2 types on Amazon, and I don't know whether they are just the same, but because it's a larger bottle, is it a larger bottle? Actually, I've got both of them in front of me, so let me check. That one's 15 mils and this one is 12 mils. So there are different sizes, but the bottles are completely different looking. So I'm not too sure, but they do a black bottle, which I prefer more, and it is actually the larger one too. And then they do like the old regular bottle that they usually have with like a glossy silver top, and that one seems to leave like the nail looking weird. So right now the nail's supposed to be matte, but can you see how it's kind of like still wet looking, but it's matte at the same time? I don't know if you can see it. But I'm not a big fan. It kind of did the job, but not so much. It's just easy sometimes for me to get on Amazon because it just comes quick and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not the most organized of people, so whenever I'm low, I am like so low that I need it next day kind of thing. So sometimes I have to opt for these gel polishes on Amazon. But the black matte bottled version I always seem to prefer, but I honestly don't know whether they are actually different, if the ingredients are any different or anything like that. It makes you feel like it will be. Like the bottle feels more luxurious and all that kind of stuff, but who knows. But there's my little rant about the matte top coat over. So you want to basically start off with the white now. The rest of the set is going to be with the white gel polish and glitter. So I always find this glitter like the most use out of this one. I use it all the time. It's the best one, most neutral. If you're starting off in nails and you're wondering what kind of glitter to pick up, you don't want to spend too much money, glitter can be quite expensive. So this one is always my top favorite. I've got plenty of sets on my channel where I've used this glitter, and it just never fails to disappoint and works with any color because it's just white. And you can actually end up tinting it very gently if you wanted a sugared look, but you don't have that same colored glitter, for example. If you get your nail fully red, for example, sprinkle on that glitter into the wet layer of that red and then pop it in Stamp for a Cure. Just because it was still wet and the glitter was white, it will slightly tint it and kind of make it fit in with that set more, rather than it kind of stick out like a sore thumb because it's white, if you know what I mean. But I've done that so many times on my channel, and I also mention it when I'm doing it that I just don't have the same kind of colour, so I'm doing it this way and it always just looks good. So love that glitter, and I'm very low on it actually, as you probably can see in that container, very low. So we're going to do any outlines that we're doing with the white, we're then sprinkling on that glitter and then popping it into Lamp for a Cure. And then once it's out, you want to grab yourself a brush. I've got one of these pinky kind of hard brushes in a way. I think I got them on Shein. It was like a pack of 10 or something. Super affordable and cheap, probably for about £1, I think. You just want to scrape off any excess of those nails, and then they are going to be done and ready to go. I don't know where I've disappeared, but at least it's given me some time to chat to you guys about everything else. But here is the nail. I've tapped off the glitter and enough that went into the lamp. So on this one here, I am attempting to do a sugarcane look. So when I originally planned this set, when you saw it at the start, I feel like I did a better job with my lines. I often say this, but it's just the way I'm filming, the way I've got my setup. I just don't know how else to have it to make it more comfortable for me. I have already like upgraded it so much as it is back from when I first started, so it's already so much easier and nicer for me to film, but it's still, I think it's just never going to be perfect. I mean, you know, if you're filming and all stuff like that, like it's just sometimes hard. So I try my best, and I just didn't do the best of jobs there with the lines, but it's gonna do the job. So that would then go into Lamp for a Cure. 2 nails left. We're going to start off with the French tip. Now this one is really cutesy. I do this very often during Christmas, and you're gonna definitely see it way more on the channel over the past couple days whilst we're still in Christmas the period. And it's just those dotted snowflakes, and I do them all sorts, whether you're going to sugar them or not. They look great either way, and they're super easy, super beginner friendly. Like honestly, anyone can do them. And I'm going to do a couple of little ones at the bottom there, and I'm also going to scatter a couple of dots just to kind of, I don't know, cover up that nail a little bit more. If you don't like those dots, you can always do crystals instead, or just figure out something else to cover up that bottom, but it just felt like it needed it. Otherwise it would be quite bare. And again, sprinkle on that glitter into that gel polish and then pop it into Lamp for a Cure. And then last but not least is the heart, and I only leave a small fragment of this because this one took me a while. So I was doing kind of angled lines coming from the hearts only on the red bit, and it took a little while, and I'm trying to keep the line quite thin near the heart but get thicker as it goes out. So that's where the tricky bit kind of came into play with this kind of nail. But yeah, so I only left a little fragment of the video because I was struggling a little bit, and I just thought it'd be easier if I just finish it off later, but you get the gist. So in a moment you'll see it all done and how it's supposed to look. Here it is. So the very last little bit of the video is just finishing it off with some bling, of course. So I've kept it quite simple. I don't want to go over too much into it because the set is quite wild. Like, don't know if the camera's doing it justice. Like, it's very glittery, very in your face, very eye-catchy. Like, if you were to create this as a whole set to wear, then oh boy, like so much is going on. But on these nails here, the 2 duplicates that we've got, I'm going to place 3 ABs in the center there. And then in my prototype that I showed you, I did also put some clever beads. On this one here, I didn't. And try to not drop your crystals into your glitter. It's probably best you don't do that. I do that way too often. Like, I can't even express how many times I've done that, but I do that all the time. And then last but not least is the heart. So with the heart, I'm going to go and place the rhinestone glue gel all around it and then basically fill it in with those AB crystals. So I'm trying to use a fairly small AB crystal. The size of tips that I'm using today are size 5s. They're from Macart, and I get them either on AliExpress or on eBay too. Depends where. I think it just kind of depends where I can get it cheaper, or whichever one can ship to me quicker, depending on what state I am in, whether or not I, again, was just very unorganized and just haven't, you know, ordered it in time, or if I have the time to wait, then I'll just buy wherever it's a bit more affordable. But yeah, I'm going to use quite small ABs there to just go all the way around it, and then I'll adjust it wherever I need to just to make the heart look as perfect as I can get it anyways. And then I'll pop that in slab for a cure, and that'll be it for today's set. In a moment, I'll show you guys the final results. And that'll be that. The rhinestone glue gel that I'm using today, I don't know if I mentioned, is from Macart, and I get that on Amazon too. Amazon is just the best. I'm sure you all use it all the time, but it just comes so quickly, and I'm clumsy, I forget, and then last minute I need to buy things and it just comes really fast. So it's been definitely a godsend for me, and it's been the rhinestone glue gel I've been using for the longest time now, and I'm very happy with it. It's really, really good. I love it. But yeah, here are the final results. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys!